Hey, what's up, listener? Thank you for pressing play on this show. This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we've got our first trailer for the Captain Marvel movie. Loki and Scarlet Witch may have their own shows on Disney's yet-to-be-launched streaming service. We got our first look at Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker movie, our first thoughts on the DC Universe app, and Batman shows his bat-Wang in the comics. Plus, our review of Shane Black's The Predator and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Wednesday, September 19th, 2018.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We're talking, we nerded. We funny, disturbing. We're talking, we nerded. Spoiler alert. Oh yeah. We're talking, we nerded. We funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. I'm talking, we nerded. We spoiler alert. Give it up one time.
What's up, listener? How's it going? Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, giving you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's a nerd.
And he's the Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs? How you doing?
I just want to make an announcement
Yes, sir.
to the public
Yes, okay.
about, Felties are now in the news.
Yes, there's some felty drama.
Yes, there's the Bert and Ernie have been revealed by Frank Oz on his Twitter page that he envisioned them to be two straight roommates and not gay couple. And this made a lot of people pissed.
Yes.
And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, the guy who created this character with Jim Henson, he should know what was the intent when they created them. And obviously the Twitterverse was like, fuck you. You hate everyone. You're wrong. And,
shit.
And I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want an argument to break out over Rug Boy and his sexuality.
So let's make it clear. Rug Boy is explicitly what?
I was born a boy.
Okay.
All right. But now, my penis is questionable. And I have an extra hole that people stick things in.
That's true. So what does
Anthony
that mean?
and Imran both have stuck their things into my slack hole.
What does that make you?
So I'm going to say I'm gender fluid.
Okay, that's good. Rugs is gender fluid
so
officially.
let's just get that out there. And I don't want drama like years from now when, people will want to speculate. I'm everything, okay? I'm every woman and every man.
I'm every felty.
That's right.
It's all in me.
I wish I had boobs.
Listen, okay. All right.
I would feel myself. Wowie zowie!
If you are a new listener, you're probably very confused after that rant, but that's Rug Boy. He's a puppet, and he's got to represent the felty Americans around him. But the main point is check out our show notes at jockandnerd.com/240 because it's going to have links to all the geeky news we are going to talk about in this episode. Rugs, look, one can argue that once you make a piece of art and put it out there, it's not really yours anymore, is it?
But this is the hypocrisy of the things, all right? So, you have two schools of thought, right? You have the creator creates something, and he decides what it is, and he defines it. And then the company, if let's say he sells it to a company, and the company owns it, and they decide what to do with it. So at that point, I guess the creation can be whatever it wants, right?
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
Yes.
Okay. That's all. So I really think I had a point, and now I don't have it anymore.
Here's the thing. I think if you grew up and you always thought Bert and Ernie were gay, because let's face it, they are. They've been bathing together on TV for years. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So they are whatever they are to everyone. That's the beauty of these puppety creations. Anyways, let's get to the news, you bastards.
Oh, wait a minute,
yes.
though. This is the point that I was going to make.
Yeah.
So if one group of fans want to claim a character as being the way it should be traditionally,
sure,
and then the other ones don't,
yes.
who wins? Because the creator has no say in it, right?
Right, because art is for the public. Why is it a competition? Why can't this group of fans have these characters the way they interpret them, and the other group have the same character?
Yeah, but what if it's like what if like they both disagree and they never will agree? Then you're in limbo. Then you're me.
Then you are a rug boy.
Then you're a rug boy.
I see what you're getting at. But man, look, it is whatever it is to you. That's all.
Interesting.
Wow, great start.
Well, let me tell you from my personal experience. Okay. I visited Bert and Ernie.
That's true. You auditioned and they kind of blacklisted you. There
so
was
I
an
know
incident.
them for a fact.
Yes. What did you see? Did you see anything weird?
And they have questionable behavior. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean,
I've seen questionable porn on their computer.
Oh boy.
So
Felty porn.
Do with that what you will.
Also, that movie Happy Time Murders did not do well.
It didn't. No. I told you it was going to suck because I'm not in it.
No. Yes, exactly. You guys picked the wrong Felties for your lead.
This is a weird fucking start.
Weird start to the show. Let's carry on, gentlemen. Here's the news.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Well, look, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the Captain Marvel images from Entertainment Weekly. And what did I say? I was like, they put out the photos. 2 weeks later, they're going to put out the trailer. And boom.
Geek boner shit.
We have our
You're
first
a prophet.
Captain. I am a prophet and an asshole at the same time. I'm an asshole prophet. We have our first official Captain Marvel trailer. And
Shazam?
Not Shazam.
Oh.
That you may get sued now, Anthony, by DC, who sued Fosse for the rights to use Shazam in the first place. It's a great weird story. But this is a Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, played by Brie Larson.
Marvel?
Marvel, maybe in the movie. Let me look.
Carvel?
I love those
that.
Carvels.
Budgie the Whale?
Carvel, that shit drip all over your
Cookie
hand.
Puss?
Yes. Banana Puss? Nanophone? What'd you guys think of this trailer? This is a really good trailer because they don't really show you a lot, but they do kind of give you lots of good nuggets. And I love the way it starts. No pre-trailer. She crash lands into a fucking Blockbuster Video.
Oh, shit.
That's so great. And if you don't know what Blockbuster Video is, you are too young to be listening to this show. Please listen to something else.
No? Get the fuck out of here.
You think there's...
You can listen to this show.
All right, you can listen. We encourage teenagers.
But Blockbuster is... That's nice. I like Blockbuster.
Anthony, what'd you think of this, our first look at Captain Marvel in action?
Man, the first thing I thought of is, holy fuck, she's scowling a lot in this trailer. Is she ever smiling or serious?
I kind of think she looks badass. She looks pissed, like she's on a mission the whole time. I think it looks fucking badass. There's a lot of scowling, yes.
But overall, I mean, the trailer doesn't really give you a lot of plot, which is nice. I mean, it's a first trailer. You don't need a lot of plot. Wish more trailers were like that.
It doesn't though. You get a little bit of storyline.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you get like that she's kind of has maybe amnesia or forgot where she was, forgot her time on Earth, and there's going to be flashbacks. Overall, trailer was all right. I mean, I'm in the bag for Marvel movies, so I was enjoying it, but it wasn't like I was like, if I wasn't a Marvel fan and didn't have a passing knowledge of the character, this trailer wouldn't have hooked me like other trailers have. Well,
now that you mention, if you didn't have a passing knowledge of Marvel characters, Ruggs, do you think people who know nothing about this were alarmed when she punches an old lady?
Oh, shit.
Which is like...
Oh, yeah, that's obviously a Skrull. And if it's not a Skrull and she makes a mistake, that's even better.
That's what I hope happens.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that would be the greatest moment on film.
Was sitting next to her.
But... I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you don't know about the Skrulls, they're shapeshifters and they can be anybody.
Yeah.
But besides that, I just felt like the trailer seemed like a Green Lantern trailer. Like the fact that they're all wearing green and they're all like flying through the universe and from outer space, and then she's kind of, and she's a pilot. I'm like, it's very close to Green Lantern.
It has a lot of similarities.
They're going to do Green Lantern better than DC did Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah.
Without the green big punching fists, I think. Which is stupid. But the moment on the trailer that I was like, oh, that's cool, was the helmet.
Yes.
Was the Mohawk helmet.
Yes, the Mohawk helmet created by Kelly Sue DeConnick and the artist she worked with in the latest run of Captain Marvel. It looks sick. I love, you see Star Force.
It separates her from the other female heroes who always have their hair perfectly coiffed and stuff.
Yeah, and always wearing their hair down when they're fighting. Which is kind of strange.
When that's true, it would get in the way.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like in those shots, I don't really think it looks like Brie Larson.
When she's flying?
When she's in the helmet. I feel like it I don't know. I maybe it's the way the helmet obscures her face enough where it doesn't look like her anymore. I don't know.
There was one shot where it's clearly CGI where she's like blue.
Well, yeah, it's like the space mask while they're flying through space.
But the other one, actually, I looked. It is her.
It's her.
She is wearing the mask, and I can tell that's her. That's the lower half of her face.
I mean, yeah, it's covering up most of it. We get a great look at young Sam Jackson and
that looks amazing.
And young Coulson too. I don't know if that's some de-aging or makeup. It looks fucking
de-aging.
It looks amazing.
They're de-aging and adding hair.
Oh yeah, nice. They're reversing. I'm telling you, man, every old A-list actor is gonna want to be in a Marvel movie. This is how you get them. This is how you get your Al Pacino eventually gonna be like, all right, make me look like I did in Dog Day Afternoon. Hooah, I'm in the movie. I got green things coming out of my hand.
Attica.
I love the little bits of story you get, like you said, Anthony. She's a renegade soldier, crash lands on Earth, has amnesia. You know, she's not, she appears to be a Kree soldier, but is she? You see the Kree homeworld of Hala. You see Ronan, his back anyways, looking out. And like when she's...
It's the Star Force.
The Space Force. Space Force is great. When she's...
Star Force.
I know, I'm joking. It's just what Trump wanted, was the Space Force.
Oh, that's right.
I love the energy blast kind of thing, and where she's all like... is it going binary or what is it in the comics where she's powering up and the electricity is in her eyes? Yeah. Well, here's the question. We already said this is going to be better than Green Lantern. Will this be better than Wonder Woman as their first female lead superhero movie? It's kind of not fair to compare them. I'm
sure it'll be a more even film than Wonder Woman.
There you go.
I'm sure that it'll probably, I don't know if it's going to have the same charm. Because, you know, the whole idea of Wonder Woman to fish out of water.
Right. That's very charming.
I've never seen a man before.
Yeah.
The magical world of all women that are strong and in charge. That doesn't have that going for it. So I think it's going to be a toss-up almost. I think it might be a better film. But I don't know if it's going to have the same amount of impact.
It'll be that's interesting. I mean...
That's a good point. I would agree with everything Rugg said. I don't think at this point you can say it's going to be a better in any part. I mean, it could be it might most likely it'll be a better film, and then they'll stick the third act. But you know, Black Panther didn't stick the third act either. So
that's a good point.
That's a good point too.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't think you can guarantee. I don't think it'll have the cultural impact as Rugboy said. Just because not only the things Rugboy mentioned, but also Wonder Woman. But it feels like the first superhero movie featuring a woman. Yeah. So they had that going for it too, where it was all that hype.
Well, it's Wonder Woman.
Right.
All right, she's iconic. Yes. Now, Captain Marvel, like most people don't know who she is. Like you ask the passerby that's on the street, like who's Captain Marvel, they won't know.
Right.
Carol Danvers is a very convoluted and complicated and messy character. Like she's been a million things. She's throughout history been changed and rechanged and given different power sets and done all different things. And so even if you did know who Carol Danvers is, you might not know she's Captain Marvel. So it's like the notoriety is only there for like the diehard fans.
But this is like, you know, this is chapter 21 in this long ass book that everyone is reading. So I think that her introduction this way is, especially doing that thing at the end of Infinity War, is just going to get a lot of people interested. And then
they're rolling the dice like with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like with a pretty much like unknown character that they could pretty much mold however they want. It's whether that it becomes a cultural thing. If Marvel can stoke the flames of the Twitterverse to get like all these people to go see this as like a feminist icon, then maybe it'll have some kind of hype.
I think it will have. I think it'll be a pretty solid film.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited as well.
This is like a hero that power sets we haven't seen yet.
The most powerful being in the MCU, like arguably, yes.
Strength.
What's cool about it too is, and I'm not always that hyped about prequels, but I think this prequel is nice because it's adding to the lore of the 90s. So Nick Fury before, adding depth to Nick Fury's line when he says, Iron Man, you think you're the only superhero.
Yeah.
And adding depth to Nick Fury's character. You know, it seems like he's a totally different guy in this film. So making him someone different and seeing a personality and character side of him that we haven't seen before, someone that was maybe not believing in the government or didn't believe in aliens or was just a desk jockey.
Well, I love the line where he's like, I almost quit. This is going to be my last day until this car chase, space invasion, and I met you. And he's almost like not as intense, you know, as we've seen him as the older Nick Fury. So that's very cool too.
Well, and also I think it'll resonate with fans that after Captain America, the first hero that was part of the modern era was a woman, Captain Marvel. Yep. They're retconning that in. And then it looks like she's going to be the, pun intended, trump card in Infinity War. So I think a lot of people will be really pleased if they execute this well.
You know, you introduced the Skrulls, and the first thing, I'm surprised we didn't even talk about this yet, is who's already a fucking Skrull. Because now this is a very easy MacGuffin to undo things, to bring characters back, saying these people were actually Skrulls this whole time, and you just didn't know until now. Do you think they'll do that to some of their bigger characters?
Not yet.
Not yet?
So maybe when do you think that when Doctor Strange looked into the possibilities, he saw
something.
Everybody was Skrulls and he let them die?
Oh, maybe. That the Skrulls actually took over, that the invasion happened.
Well, how would the MacGuffin work otherwise?
I don't know.
Well, you fucking mentioned it.
Well, look, so there's another confusing shot of like they're doing an autopsy on a Skrull, and what's his name is there as the human version who plays Talos. I forgot his name. Ben Mendelsohn character who's got to play the Skrull leader. He's standing there as human, like cutting up a Skrull. You see it real quick. And will the quantum realm be a part of the explosion that makes her? I like how this is not like a traditional origin. We're going to see it through flashbacks. We're probably going to learn it as she learns it, which is that's a great narrative thing. I love when they do that. So I don't know. I'm excited for this.
So for now, we're all kind of whelmed.
Yeah. We're whelmed.
Well,
not overwhelmed, just perfectly whelmed.
Have you seen some of the stuff on Jude Law?
Yeah, is he going to be the bad guy, is what people seem to be saying.
I think he is. I think Marvel's been very coy about this.
Oh, so he's not Marvel.
I don't think he's Marvel. I think he's Jan Rog.
Oh, I saw that name pop up, which is like, what is that? He's a
Kree.
Oh, he's a Kree. Bad guy.
Kree soldier that's kind of the bad guy.
Kree bad guy. Oh,
he might be the guy that I think mind wipes her, and then she figures out about her past being on Earth. I mean, they're telling the story, it looks like, again, pure speculation, but it looks like they're telling it where she's going to have flashbacks, so it's not non-linear storytelling.
Right.
But there's this running theme of her always like getting up from a fight or clenching her fist.
Yeah. Several different shots. So yeah, you see her as a kid, you see her training, you see her as a pilot. But I hope she looks badass. Like, I'm hoping she comes off as just like, you do not fuck with Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel.
Well, I just want to see how they're going to distinguish her character from any other character we've seen in Marvel or in DC. Like, what are her defining traits? We know what Captain America's are. We can list 3 or 4 things about each one. I'm curious to see how they're going to make her different.
You know, we already have kind of like 2 brash, cocky dudes and like Iron Man, and maybe like Doctor Strange does his own thing. Like,
I mean, you got Doctor Strange, you got Iron Man, you got Star-Lord.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then you got Peter Quill. You got
Thor to a certain extent can be pretty cocky.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got and then you've got Captain America, who's like the epitome of just doing good.
Right.
You know. So what's Captain Marvel?
Someone that that doesn't listen to orders, that jumps in first. How are they going to distinguish this?
I think that's what it's going to be, but I'm curious to see how it plays out. That's very cool.
Listener, if you want to continue this discussion with our listeners about this trailer, it's going on right now at our awesome Facebook group called the Jock and Nerd Nation. It's an exclusive closed group just for you. Join us, and you'll have a lot of geeky fun. A lot of great fun conversation. I got to shout out our buddy Fiddlesticks Winterbottom III.
Is that his real name?
Sure.
Okay,
until he proves a birth certificate and proves me otherwise. Fiddlesticks actually comes to us from back in the Blab days, man. He brought that up, and I was like,
that's true.
Holy shit. And he told me a What the Fuck episode put us on his radar. Thank you, Matt Delhauer. But Fiddlesticks posted some photos to help me with my sock game, or lack of a sock game, as I revealed last episode. I have been wearing socks all summer. What I find hilarious is after all the fucking meaningful conversation and discussion starters and all the shit we say, the fucking socks is the thing that generates like 40 comments on a Facebook.
Yeah, because it's fucking disgusting. You don't wear socks.
Really? I started wearing socks again. I'm on day 2.
See,
I don't.
You're
like,
such you give in. You're such a pussy. You know?
Well, it was getting cold anyways, and it's turning. It's fucking fall.
Imran, this is so easy.
I really
You're so easy.
Yeah,
I'll put the
you're
socks
so
on. I'll tell you what, I don't like it. They're warm. My feet are feeling the suffocating.
What can we get Imran to do?
I don't like it.
Against his own will. Like, that's what I want to know.
I'll do anything.
How can we manipulate Imran to do? Like, can we manipulate Imran into wearing like a monocle? Maybe.
Okay, you're the
and
boss.
a pocket watch.
Listen. I take.
It's cool, Imran. Do it.
I take direction
Be
very.
like the peanut guy.
If enough people agree on something, he'll do it.
This is why I was always good in theater, and I take direction very well. You can mold me. Visit our contact page on the website for links on how to join there. Moving on, this is a crazy story. The streaming wars are getting heated up. Variety comes out with a story headline, Loki, Scarlet Witch, other Marvel heroes to get own TV series on Disney streaming service.
Geek boner.
Here's the highlights from this article. They're in early development on an ambitious plan for a number of limited series. Shows will likely be centered on Loki and the Scarlet Witch, along with other beloved superheroes who have yet to appear in their own standalone movies. Tom Hiddleston and Elizabeth Olsen are expected to play them in the shows, which instantly sets this whole thing onto another level.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit. The budget's expected to be hefty, rivaling those of major studio productions, 6 to 8 episode limited series. Marvel Studios will produce with Kevin Feige to take a hands-on role in the development of these series. Insiders stress the Avengers that have gotten their own movies like Iron Man and Captain America will not be featured. That's fine. With the studios focusing on characters who have served as second-tier characters in the MCU, which there are a ton of. And Bob Iger, just to remind people, has said this is going to be less than Netflix. It's going to come out sometime in 2019. But the most perplexing thing about, they have all these sources, and they're like, Marvel and Disney has no comment.
Well, no, they're not. They're going to. I guess they're going
to announce this when they're ready. But holy fuck,
Geek boner.
Now I gotta buy this fucking thing.
You have a geek boner over this?
Yes, because what other studio could get their movie actors like Hiddleston and Elizabeth Olsen to do streaming? Like that's now. We thought the DC Universe streaming, which we'll talk about in a second, had comic books was a unique experience. Holy shit, you can't touch this.
Wait a minute. The guy who plays Loki, he was on TV for a while. He was on that show like about the He was on some TV show on like AMC or something. He ran a hotel or something. I don't remember.
Nobody watched it.
The Concierge or something like that.
I don't think anybody watched it.
But he was on a show that nobody watched
Right.
after he was Loki.
That's true. Loki.
So, I mean, that's not
Loki made him huge.
Yeah. So I mean, him playing Loki, that's a little bit more attractive. But I mean, I feel like this is cool and everything, and a show about Loki might be interesting, but I'm not really like, whoa, my God, I gotta get this app now.
Well, think of all the potential of these. There's so many supporting characters that are super fascinating. You could do a whole show in Wakanda with the side characters. That'd be fucking cool. Anthony, what do you think? This is, am I overreacting as usual?
No, I don't think. Actually, on this one, I kind of lean towards
shit.
you. Yeah.
I win.
I mean, I'm not gonna buy the fucking thing just because of this, but after listening to Business Wars,
right?
Listening to Netflix and Blockbuster, what's king in this is who's going to have the best content.
Yep.
And I mean, Disney has to make a splash, and I don't think just simply moving over Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or even the Netflix stuff is going to be that splash. I think getting what people have always wanted to see is those characters from the movies on the weekly shows as well. So
they're not really, Marvel's not really, or Disney's not really going to let Warner Brothers and DC show them up on the app.
Exactly. That's the point. Is there
like DC does it first,
Marvel does it better. Say it with us, listeners. We've had several examples of this. This theory is supported by scientific fact.
And if you look into just the amount of content they've acquired from Fox,
yes,
I mean they're going to have a lot. They were gonna have a lot that they
you
can throw on their
yes,
streaming
all
service.
like the minor X-Men characters and maybe like Fantastic Four would be a great serialized TV show that they can now produce
also,
perfectly.
what's big is that Feihe's going to be producing. So like a lot of Netflix stuff, all the TV stuff, Marvel TV, doesn't really have Feihe. So it's like brother, it's like cousin in name only to those movies.
They're not really up
but this,
to par.
This might actually be on that level.
This is coming from the man himself. So does that mean Loki is not dead? Spoilers.
Who knows? I mean, it could be like a
Come
prequel.
on, you know, of course he's not.
Yeah, but his throat got crushed. It was pre-snap. He's
Asgardian and he's a magician.
Or he's a Skrull. I don't know.
He definitely has some kind of contingency plan.
Or it could be a prequel. Could be in the past. I don't know.
Young Loki.
Yeah, they could do young Loki.
Young and firm Loki.
I think this is a crazy announcement, and like you said, Anthony, I think they're smart waiting. Like now, this is the smartest thing they could do. They've waited to see everybody else kind of drop their stuff and what they're doing, and they've been taking notes.
And it's going to be, this is the new race now, is who's going to run the streaming, who's going to run the streaming television.
This story also came out that kind of relates. The ABC has announced a Marvel Female Heroes TV series in the works from Wonder Woman writer Alan Heinberg. Very early announcement, but it's just going to be a team of female Marvel superheroes, which that's great. They need something to replace Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I guess, on regular ABC. It's got one more season, and it's a mid-season thing, and there's not as many episodes, so it's not coming back until like January or next year. And this one, Jeff Loeb is producing. That's where the difference is. Jeff Loeb with the Marvel TV and Feige with the streaming. So I thought that was interesting. They're going to be making more stuff for network, ABC. So speaking of these streaming services, the DC Universe app has launched. Yay.
Talking Nerd.
Did you guys have a chance to check it out? We have an account for the show.
It's all right.
I haven't checked.
You didn't check it out.
Rugs,
thoughts on the app so far? What do you feel? How does it feel? What'd you like on it?
I mean, the app is designed nice.
I thought so too.
I mean,
what are you watching it on?
I heard I'm watching it on Android.
On your phone right now.
On your phone.
No.
Oh, Android TV?
Yeah.
You have an Android TV. Okay, we'll get into where you can find it because that's a little bit disappointing right now.
Yeah, so I'm watching it on an Android Smart TV.
Yeah.
I was watching someone like they did a review of it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of features I didn't find on mine.
Oh.
Like there's supposed to be an encyclopedia.
There's like a Wikipedia character section.
I couldn't find it on the version I was using.
Okay.
So I was a little. What are you using it on, Imran?
So here's the thing. Right now, I just have it on my iPhone. Here's what happened. Originally, I think Fiddlesticks posted like a bunch of bad reviews they were getting when this thing launched because people were having login issues. And I had to just reset the password. But then it worked fine. It wasn't a big deal. I wasn't going to run and leave them a shitty review because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to email the support of the fucking thing instead of just post things on the internet. I just always...
It's an Android TV real quick. I have a Samsung. Is that an Android TV?
Anything that's a smart TV, usually, I think that most TVs run Android.
Well, it has to be specific. So here's where you can watch this right now.
It has to be specific. What does that mean?
I think it's got to be a certain kind of Android TV. Now, I don't know. There's where you can find it. On your computer, of course, in a browser.
Yeah.
iOS devices, which will be iPhone, iPad. Android devices for your phone, your tablet. Android TV. Apple TV, and Roku. And that's it. Now, here's the thing with Apple TV. It's only on the latest model of the Apple TV, 4th gen or later. I have an older model. I can't get it on there because you can't download apps on that model, only on the new model, which sucks. I also have a Amazon Fire Stick, which it's not on. That is disappointing, but they said they will add additional devices in the future, so I feel like eventually...
They better, because that fucking sucks.
Yeah, because that's all it's on right now. So right now, I'm just enjoying it on my phone. I read the new Teen Titans #1, Marv Wolfman, George Perez from back in the day. I watched some animated series, Brave and the Bold. There's a bunch of like documentaries and cool features. It's not bad, and they've added more comic books now. So once these shows start hitting this thing, I think it'll be really cool.
They didn't really front load it with a lot of
No,
stuff.
they-
Like
no,
it's
they
got,
didn't. Yeah.
it's pretty bare.
Yes, right now
They have a shitload,
yes.
they have like a shitload of comics
Yes.
on there because there's nothing else to
right,
watch.
and there's more comics
mean-
on there now than there were when it launched. So
Yeah, they keep like adding more and more comics, but basically they have all the Nolan Batman movies,
Yeah.
except for Rise. I think I don't have
yeah,
Batman
which
Rise.
is weird. I don't know why they have the third. They don't have the third one, and
They don't have the third
They have
one.
a bunch of all the Superman movies are
They
on
have
there.
the Nicholson Batman, and that one. They have a couple of other movies. They have a few old TV series, like the old Flash, Birds of Prey, and some other stuff. But like nothing like I wasn't overwhelmed. Like I could get a lot of. I used to be able to get a lot of the stuff on Amazon TV.
It's a good base right now. Once they start making original content, that's going to be the real test.
Yeah, it's not worth getting it now.
But
I
in
would say. All right.
October 12th, the Titans show will debut first.
I think maybe a month from now, they gotta really like start like filling up this thing.
The key is good content. If you can get content that's getting good reviews,
Apparently,
that's when you can get some buys.
Batman is going to be in the Titans movie, or there was a set shot of the suit. Like Batman is.
You mean the show?
In the show. I keep calling it a movie.
Well, I watched the first like 20 minutes of Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
And Batman's in that.
Oh, he was in that too?
Well, he was in flashback.
How bad is that?
It's pretty bad,
Yeah.
but I mean.
Well, let me ask you this, Ruggs. On the Android TV, do you have to actively go and download the app, or is it just there?
You go to Google Play.
Oh, okay.
And the app's there. You just download it, and then boom, it's on your TV. Just like Netflix.
So,
You just,
Anthony, does your TV have Google Play and all that?
It has a feature where I can download apps.
Okay, then you might be able to get it.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it.
And
then I'll have to look at the login because I don't remember.
I'll send it over. Check it out. We will definitely we'll want to review the first episode of Titans when it drops in October. More DC movie news. We have our first look as Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. This movie is happening, people. First of all,
shit.
people still can't believe they're actually making this movie. Oh, they put out a press release saying we have started production. Just Jared has the shots. Of course, they always do. And Louis Paz just posted on our Facebook group a 2-minute video of them filming the scene. You can't hear what they're saying, but you get a good look at Joaquin Phoenix's movements as the character, which will be named Arthur Fleck.
is there a precedent for that name?
The only thing I can think of is it's inside Affleck. Is it like a Ben Affleck thing? I don't think there's ever been an Arthur Fleck. We've had Jack Napier in the 1989 Batman movie where they made the guy who shot Thomas Wayne actually Joker.
You got Jerome.
You got Jerome. You have Joe Chill, who shot his parents, but he's not necessarily
He's
the
not
Joker.
the Joker, yeah.
But you never knew the Joker's name, so I don't know where this Arthur Fleck is. I don't know if it's a nod to a writer or an artist, or I have no idea. I don't know where this, or they were just going for
Was there ever a name in The Killing Joke?
No, they never gave him a name. I don't think so.
He was just a regular guy.
I think they're going for the Affleck joke. The Ben Affleck. Anyways, guys, what do you think of the Joaquin's look here? Obviously, when he becomes the Joker.
It reminds me of Jim Carrey in Batman Forever.
He kind of looks like a drunk Willy Wonka or something, but he is, it's reminiscent of Heath Ledger a little bit in the long hair and the layers of clothing that he's wearing. But, I don't know, he's walking.
I mean, the vibe is definitely creepy. I mean, the shots. He's in front of looks like an abused carnival ride, or not even a carnival ride, but
it's like a kid's ride that's abandoned.
That's like abandoned that you put a nickel in. Yeah,
carousel.
And he's talking to a clown in one of these, or interacting with someone with paint on their face.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a creepy vibe. He looks creepy.
He looks creepy.
That's all I got, really. He looks creepy.
I just hope that when he turns into the Joker, he rocks the high and tight.
Oh, you think he should cut his hair? Well, but Ledger had long hair, and it kind of worked.
Yeah, but I wanted to distinguish from that, because we've never had the high and tight Joker.
The high and tight Joker, I agree. Yeah.
Like the one with the slicked back, messy in the front hair.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. He's so in the beginning of the scene, he's walking out. You see the sign on the door says "Haha's talent booking," and he turns around and spits at the door. Obviously, he didn't get the gig or got pissed off, and then he grabs the clown nose off this dude and tosses it. I like his movements. It does look creepy. So I thought that was that first shot of just his face on Instagram that he put out I was like, okay, So this is the guy.
I mean, this could be either really good. I don't think there's going to be anything. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be a huge miss because this is a big. I mean, Joker's a big name.
Yeah,
but I mean, no one really does Joker's story, like origin stories, because a lot. I mean, he's that monster that you don't really want to know. You don't really the origin is never as interesting as just the unknown.
Well, you demystify him, and then he's not scary anymore.
What if this is? I'm going to say that this is like a possible story that someone's telling.
That could be. I mean, that
and this is one possible. I think it was this guy that I worked with at the carnival.
Yeah,
he was weird, and this was his recounting of it. And people have all different recountings that are never the same.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. That's kind of what they were hinting at. It's a great idea. They were hinting at that kind of when Heath Ledger was telling his own story.
All the different stories.
Yeah, so they could probably take a page from that, but I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of like dubious for DC to define the Joker on celluloid.
Right?
Unless this is an Elseworlds or something that we're not supposed to take in canon.
Yeah. Well, it's part of their look, if this is just like a standalone one-off kind of thing, I think it's great. Like one version of it. It doesn't have to connect to other things. Bradley Cooper is now producing this movie. And right, that and the cast. I mean, remember this cast: Robert De Niro, Zazie Beetz, Bill Camp, Francis Conroy, Brett Cullen is now cast as Thomas Wayne, and a whole bunch of awesome Mark Maron and a whole bunch of awesome character actors you've seen in other shows and movies. Like the more I hear about this, the more I think this is actually probably going to be really good. Like I'm kind of excited to see what they pull off with this low budget. It's only got a $55 million budget. It's going to be gritty.
It'll be fine.
It'll be just fine, or like Logan good. I think this could be like Logan dark good.
It could be.
You know, if it's a hard R rated.
I mean, I like the cast. I'm a little dubious on making a Joker solo film, but I'm not put off by anything.
Yeah, it's as long as a good story.
Honestly, it's way too fucking early to even tell.
Yeah. This isn't coming out until next year.
Yeah.
Obviously. But it's nice to get a good look at him. Moving on, I put this in there because we had discussed Mary Poppins earlier. The Mary Poppins Returns trailer.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Is out. And I just put it in here because, Ruggs, we were saying guys, and guys at work too, guys my age, like, we fucking love Mary Poppins. They're like, it's my favorite Disney musical. I've showed it to my kids. We watch it all the time. And I thought I was going to be mad at this, but you know what? I'm not mad. This might be huge for them. It's coming out the same day as Aquaman, December 21st.
I didn't see the trailer.
Good luck, Aquaman.
Is there singing in it?
There is singing.
Yes, there's singing.
Oh. Here's what I like. They did what they did in Cobra Kai. I thought they were going to redo it. No, it is Jane and Michael Banks from the first movie. Jane and Michael Banks, all grown up. They have kids, and they're going through some shit, and Mary Poppins comes back to help them out, and Emily Blunt looks great. It's Lin-Manuel Miranda's playing the Bert part, and Dick Van Dyke does a cameo at the end of the trailer as the old guy from the bank from the first movie. It looks super charming and just like delightful. They're popping into animated things. It has the same feel of the original. I don't know. I think this is going to be a big one for the Disney machine in December.
I think I've said this on the show. I just watched the trailer.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins does nothing for me, so I have no comment on this.
Yeah.
I just don't understand Mary Poppins at all.
Have you watched the first movie?
No.
Okay, so
I've literally all I know is Mary Poppins in name only. That's it. I've probably seen a movie when I was a child and I don't remember.
It's delightful.
It doesn't resonate with me like Fantasia or like any of the other 90s Disney movies.
Look, it has ultimately. You never heard supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Anybody sing that? Say that?
I mean, I've heard that term, but I've never heard it in a song.
It's Mary Poppins still holds up too today, but Emily Blunt seems to.
We used to sing that in chorus.
Oh, really? This looks charming. I gotta hand it to them. I think they did well, but it's Aquaman's competition, which was like now. Good luck, fucking Aquaman. We'll get into families.
That's a big blow.
Yeah, that's a
big fuck up right there. Yeah,
very charming Disney.
On whose part?
You've I don't know, on Aquaman,
scheduling. Whoever's scheduling.
Aquaman, you should move your date.
Imagine he gets his ass kicked by Mary Poppins.
That'd be embarrassing. Disney would just be laughing so much.
That might be what happens.
What humiliation.
I'm telling you, everyone my age who has kids is going to be taking them to see this right away.
I mean, Anthony doesn't even know Mary Poppins.
Right. The Anthonys of the world are going to be seeing the Aquamans.
All of the bros are going to go out and see Mary Poppins.
Once the bros get a whiff of Mary Poppins, forget about it.
Yeah, like
Bro,
she's
do you
hot.
even podcast?
Yeah. Okay, we got to end with this. There's no way we're going to end the news section with this. There's no way we're not talking about the fact that Batman shows his dick in a new comic book.
Oh, shit.
And it's circumcised.
I don't understand this. What's going on?
It is circumcised.
Are they really showing his dick?
Yeah, there's a new Batman series.
It's called Damned. It's part of their darker adult kind of line by
The Black Label.
The Black Label, and it's by Lee Bermejo and Brian Azzarello. And if you click this Vice article, they have the panels to show you exactly. It's him taking off his clothes, and it's his front is in shadow. And
there's his penis.
Yes, there you go.
And it looks like he's got a mushroom.
And it is
He's got a mushroom
It's
penis.
got a mushroom head.
Yeah, that's right.
Bruce Wang. Anyone? The jokes make themselves. The Dark Knight is rising. He's the world's best detective.
Yeah.
Wow, what a geek boner. So, yeah, we're getting Bruce Wayne's dick for the first time.
Yeah, he's a shower, not a grower.
Honestly, it's tasteful. It's just a little hint of a highlight.
It looks like he's got like a good 5 inches before he even, and it's flaccid.
He's got nothing on John Hamm, I'll tell you that much. That'll fit in the bat suit, that's for sure. Look, it's tasteful. Look, I've done figure drawings, right? Like if you had a figure that was back shadowed, this is what you would see. This is the contour. You would just get a hint of it, put it in. So you're gonna have to buy the issue if you want to own the bat dick.
Yeah, suck it, digital viewers.
Why are they doing this?
Here's where you're not going to get it. DC has censored it in the digital version of the comics because do you think you want to fire up this DC Universe app and now you're looking at bat dick? What the fuck?
Well, it says Black
I
Label.
just don't understand why they're doing this.
Look, it's the adult mature label, and
So what? It's like, this is stupid.
the guy I read somewhere, the artist said, look, if I'm drawing this, we usually don't draw it, but if I'm being real and realistic,
Hey, listen, this is what the chicks want to see,
this is
right?
what you're gonna see. There's gonna be a dick there. I can't not put it in there.
Hey, listen, we're putting boobs everywhere, so it's time for a little.
He's just
little for
trying to be
ladies.
anatomically
And for
accurate.
our other friends who prefer that.
This
Realism.
Is stupid.
It's-
This is stupid. It's pure shock value. Like this is so low class.
See, if
Na, 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 na,
if
na,
it
na,
was
na,
shock,
Batcock.
Batcock will be way more pronounced if it was shock. I think it's tasteful and look,
It's
the guy's dick.
it's not
It
tasteful.
would be
think
cool
we'll
if
be
it had
here.
horns on the on the
If
end.
it had a little bat mushroom head cowl,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be? His bat dick's got a whole costume.
A cock cape.
It's got
It's
a
tasteful.
cock cape. It's
It's got
perfectly.
a cock ring that looks like the utility
It's
belt.
tasteful, like the latest issue of
you-
Playgirl
you-
magazine.
Let me put it to you like this.
Yeah.
The damn thing's a fucking number one, and they throw his dick in it.
Yeah,
Like they come
That's
on.
gonna sell books.
That's they're selling.
it's
They're trying to
instantly
sell
going
books.
to be. This is going to be the most sought after book
I
by me.
I bet Seth Morgan's excited.
Yes.
I bet this thing sells 1 million copies for Bat Dick. Get your Batcock
Yes.
on newsstands soon. I don't know. They come out Wednesdays. if you want. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, play a couple of promos, and we'll be back with our review of The Predator and more.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Are you a fan of movies?
Or comics?
Or video games?
Or just anything else nerdy?
Well, you should check out the Zing This podcast. And that's spelled
ZENG.
this. And you can find us every Monday. And we have nerdy topics from comic book reviews to in-depth analysis of iconic nerdy movies, as well as video game discussions. Where's some of the best places to find us, Allie?
Well, Podbean, of course.
You can also find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play,
Anywhere else you listen to your podcast. Yeah.
So check us out. Once again, that is
Zing
This.
This is Todd Gersler.
This is Craig Cosner.
Hate this podcast.
The best show you never heard. The best show you're never going to want to hear.
I'm just trying to not work and laugh.
We're just trying to make each other laugh.
Politically correct is bullshit. You could be liberal and not be politically correct.
We're just trying to push the envelope.
We interview interesting people, comedians,
Sex-positive feminists.
musicians. Most of all, we say whatever we want to say. We have a producer he likes to overstep the boundaries, right?
Yes.
He does.
He's not funny.
You may be offended, but you will laugh on iTunes
And Google Play.
Stitcher and all that shit. I hate this podcast.
You can't possibly hate this podcast as much as we do.
Listener, thanks for hanging out with us each and every week when the show comes out. And if you've ever gotten to the end of one of these shows, you might find yourself going, I wish there was more show. We can understand. Well, we get that a lot. There is a place where you can get more show. You can join our fan club. It's an exclusive membership site over on Patreon. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. And when you sign up, you will get access to a feed with bonus content, exclusive fresh perks, just for our fan club members. New this week on the Patreon, we got another episode of Jock Talk, Anthony.
Yep.
With our buddy Chaz.
Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm doing something.
I mean, we're in
That's
football
him.
season, so a lot of shit's going on. Yeah, what are you
Yeah,
guys
we
talking
might be
about?
doing these. We're going to try to do these weekly. So if you're a member of the Patreon, you're getting some nice content.
Get over there, get involved. Also,
Sports talk.
By the time this show posts, I will have some quick thoughts on season 2 of Iron Fist because I finished it.
Wow.
Watch update, you guys. Where you at?
I'm one episode away from being done.
Oh, okay, nice.
I still got 9 more. Sorry.
You're the opposite of where Rugboy is.
Yes.
That's fine. That's why
He's got a life.
Yeah, he's got things to do. That's why I'm going to record a quick thing just so I remember what the fuck I watched by the time we do this review. So look for that and lots of other fun stuff. We are going to do a review of Shane Black's The Predator now, but Ruggs is going to peace out because, Ruggs, you haven't got to see the movie yet.
I haven't seen it, and you guys can talk about it.
Don't waste your money. Just wait. You can listen to us review it later, and we will pick up with Ruggs on the other side of this. All right, Shane Black's The Predator. Here's our review, and here's your spoiler alert, listener.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Let's get the numbers on this.
The Predator.
I can't even call it Predator anymore. I keep calling it Predator. Oh, Rotten Tomatoes went down a little bit from the last time. It's a 34%, 5.1 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's about right. Box office wise, Anthony, remember you made a little prediction?
What did I say?
I think you predicted low, and I think you overshot the prediction. You were like, it's going to make $35 million opening weekend. Is that what you said?
Okay. I mean, I don't remember.
It opened.
I don't even remember what I say.
I
on the
don't
show.
remember what I say on any of these shows. Also, it opened with $24 million. Now, the budget of this movie is $88 million.
Yeah, that's not good.
So far, worldwide, it's made $64 million in 5 days. It's not good, but really, were we expecting anything more?
I mean, it's the same amount that. So through
The Predators made the same movie, I think.
Yeah, they're about the same amount. So it's on par with Predators.
It's an R-rated, late in September release. It was number 1 for the weekend with that $24 million. So I mean,
the thing about Predators was that was at $40 million, where this is The Predator and it's at $88 million budget.
So they spent twice as much on this, which is so that puts it at like it made $12 million really or something if you put it in the thing.
I don't know how the hell they spent twice as much on this. Right.
No, yes, we'll get to that. Now, Rugboy had a good question last time where he was like, "You think the scene with the actual sexual predator got cut and the whole thing with Olivia Munn?" I don't think it hurt the box. You think it did hurt the box office?
Yeah. So I've changed my mind. I think that negative press definitely hurt the movie.
Really?
Because I just wasn't in tune with how much coverage this got. Yeah, but I mean, apparently it got a lot.
Well, and there's a whole thing where she she said she told them and they didn't do anything.
Well, and she was like accusing the cast of not standing up for her.
Yeah, they kind of distanced. Yeah, they wouldn't do interviews together, and then Shane Black apologized.
Yeah, so I actually think I changed my mind. I've done a 180. I think it did.
Holy shit!
The negative publicity didn't help this movie.
Well, we have further evidence to prove that this happens. Kevin Spacey's most recent movie, Billionaire Boys Club. It wasn't a huge release, The day it came out, it was in 8 theaters. It made $126. That's it, $126. It made a total of like $618 the opening weekend from like not a lot of theaters. So these things starting to hurt the box office a little bit. But I mean, the Shane Black thing, he was kind of dumb. That he knew this guy had a record.
Yeah, that was bad. He really fucked up on that one.
So, yeah, 24 million opening. So written and co-directed by said Shane Black, also starring Boyd Holbrook, Trevante Rhodes, Jacob Tremblay, Keegan-Michael Key, Olivia Munn, Sterling K. Brown, Thomas Jane, Jake Busey, and Yvonne Strahovski, among others. Now, Shane Black is he's only directed like 6 movies, but he's more known as a writer. This is the guy who wrote Lethal Weapon. He wrote the Lethal Weapon 2, Last Boy Scout, Last Action Hero, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, questionable. But this, and he was in the first Predator movie. So it's a nice full circle thing. Before we get to the movie, Anthony, you want to talk about how you saw this movie now or as we talk about it or afterwards? I'm talking about what format.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it definitely affected my viewing, so I'll talk about it now.
Okay, yeah.
So I decided for the first time ever to watch this movie in 4DX.
Oh, shit.
So for those that don't know what 4DX is, it's basically a movie ride. For lack of a better term, you get in these seats that will sway and rumble and have different vibrations according to what's going on in the film. So, during a car chase scene, for instance, it might sway one way and sway another, or like jostle you a little bit. Along with that, there's wind blowing. So if there's any gunshots or any strong winds, you'll feel that.
Where's this wind coming from?
There's fans on the sides of the theater, and then there's also the chair in front of you will have a burst of wind.
Holy shit! And then scents. Where are the scents coming from?
I don't know where the scents really threw me off. So there's scenes in forest, or where they would throw a scent out there, like you were in the forest.
Wow.
Or like burning rubber.
Wow.
I swear, at one point, I got hit with a little water too when there was some blood. So,
or if it's raining, there's probably like a mist in there.
I didn't know. I didn't catch any mist, but I don't think it rained in the movie.
That's
either.
crazy. How far do these seats actually? And is it like fast, violent movement, or is it slow, gentle, or is it change?
No, it's. I'll say this: I wouldn't go into the movie having drank a lot or just eaten a meal because it's like a roller coaster. Literally a ride. Yeah, it feels like kind of like a roller coaster. Not that intense, but it's not gentle. When the seats move, you're fucking moving around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So fun movie. Now, I first was giving you shit about I was wanting to do this and it's probably expensive. And I was like, I wouldn't pick this movie for this one. But you know what? I think I was wrong. And this is probably the perfect movie to do this for.
I think so as well.
And
I think
why
so as
is
well.
that?
Because this movie sucks.
Yes. I think if you went to see a movie that you really wanted to enjoy and pay attention, it would be a little distracting. Right?
Yeah. No, I agree.
And I believe this 40X probably made you think the movie was better than it was. Let's get into
let's get into it.
Opening thoughts, overall thoughts. What'd you think coming out of this movie, Anthony? What was going through your
Well, let me just answer your thing real quick.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. Real quick thoughts about 40X. If you're going in to see a movie you really want to see and you're really into it and you really want to be into all the dialogue and every beat, every part of the film, don't see it in 40X.
Yeah.
Because 40X is a ride and it's somewhat distracting.
It's distracting.
But for a movie like this, where I knew the reviews weren't great, it looked to me like it was going to be complete shit. 40X is awesome because this movie made me super excited for any part of any scene where there was some sort of action because I knew I was going to get in it. I was in for some sort of ride, smell, wind in my face, something. So this movie made me hyped the entire time just because of 40X. I was literally anticipating what was going to happen next to me.
Get to
in
the next
film.
action scene.
Yeah, I was like, just get to something else. What else can happen in this fucking movie that will affect my senses? So 40X, perfect for a shitty movie.
Would you have
What was your
seen?
question?
What would you have seen? Infinity War in 40X?
No, I
Okay,
wouldn't
see, that's the thing. Would you see any Marvel movie in 40X?
No, I don't think I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got to find a shitty movie to go enjoy this 40X.
Yeah, you got to
in.
find a shitty movie. See it in 40X.
How much more money is the ticket?
It was like $18.
Oh, that's not bad. I thought it would have been
wasn't
way
bad.
more.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
That's like a premium theater. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So yeah, either watch this movie drunk or in 40X. It will highly improve your enjoyment. Anthony, walking out of the theater, overall thoughts on this movie. Let's start there.
Let's start there.
I don't know where to start because this movie is a fucking mess.
I'll start off with what I liked real quick. Okay, just opening thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm a big Predator fan.
Yeah.
As I said on the Patreon, I'm a big Predator and Alien fan. It's my interest in both characters has kind of waned since the AVP series, and because the movies just, in my opinion, haven't been that great. But I was still kind of excited to see Predator. I mean, I like the character. I want to see it on screen. Overall, I enjoyed some of the banter. This was the first Predator film that had a lot of just stupid, witty lines, for lack of a better term, where it was just like joke.
It's pretty much a comedy movie.
Yeah, there was a lot more comedy than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the comedy. Overall, though, I mean, the movie's not great. There's a ton of problems with the editing. I don't understand.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, the movie just doesn't. There's a lot of parts that just don't add up and make sense. You can tell it's been kind of hacked in the editing room.
Oh yeah.
There really isn't any suspense in this movie.
None.
So for a Predator
part,
movie, except for one part.
Yeah.
For a Predator movie, there's really that, like, to not have any suspense.
Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah. That's Predator.
Yeah.
Like that. It's supposed to be full of suspense.
Yeah.
So it's a jokey Predator movie with a big CGI ultra Predator that sometimes looks okay and sometimes doesn't look great. So overall, I can't even say I'm disappointed because I knew this movie was going to suck. I'm just going to say that it not a great film, not a good film. And I expected something cool with Shane Black, but I mean, this was not his best work.
See, I think you could say this is a disappointing Shane Black film.
Right.
He is way better than this. And clearly had a lot of studio troubles. Here was my experience. Saturday night, sparsely populated theater. Like, clearly a lot of people were not going to see this movie. Just 2 rows down, there was this couple. I don't know if they were drunk, but you know that one dude in the theater that just laughs way too hard at every fucking line and stuff that wasn't even supposed to be funny. And he's commenting back at the movie. And at first I was a little annoyed because I honestly found the humor very cringeworthy. I chuckled maybe once. I thought the humor was not good. But by the end of it, I was like, fuck, I wish I could have enjoyed it as much as those guys did. I wish I was drunk too. They had the right idea. I couldn't be mad because at least they were having a good time. And at the end, I'm like, what the fuck is this mess? I will give him credit that he tried something different in terms of a Predator movie where it's not just, oh, the Predators come to hunt humans again and the humans got to survive. He's actually trying to like build a little bit of this mythology.
Yeah, he tried to kind of flip it on its head, add a different twist with the comedy and add to the mythology of Predator.
But clearly what he wanted and what Fox wanted were two fucking separate things. This isn't as bad as Fantastic Four, but it's close.
Yeah.
It's close. The editing is, you can't tell what the fuck's going on. Characters just disappear. They're all just killed at once. It's crazy. Look, should we give him a quick recap of the plot? Because it's straightforward, but it's jumbled at the same time.
Yeah, I'll do it just because there's probably not a lot of fans.
No one's going to see this movie.
Not a lot of people that are going to watch this.
That's the problem.
Basically, the plot is Boyd Holbrook's character. I don't even know what his fucking name is.
I don't know what his name is.
He's on a mission, gets caught up with a predator visiting Earth. This predator is captured and studied.
Quinn McKenna.
Yeah. This predator is captured and studied. Quinn McKenna is taken into custody and labeled a crazy person by the military because there's this big cover-up.
Well, he stole some tech and mailed it home.
Yeah. Turns out this smart kid, this kid that has autism, brings a predator, inadvertently calls a super predator, an ultra predator over to Earth. This ultra predator is hunting the previously captured predator because this previously captured predator has cargo that he's given to humans. The ultra predator They discover that these predators are now upgrading themselves.
They're hybridizing.
They're hybridizing with different strands of alien DNA, the best aliens in the world, including humans, and they're hybridizing. They're coming. What Shane Black added is not only this hybridizing of the aliens, but the fact that the aliens are visiting Earth more often because either they think we're going to kill ourselves due to global warming, so they want to get as many strands of human DNA as possible, or predators love warm weather and they think we'll kill ourselves and they're eventually going to take over Earth. Okay, so basically, you got an ultra predator.
There's a lot of shit going on in this movie.
You got a regular predator. You got them hunting each other. Then you got Boyd Holbrook's character being captured.
Got the loonies.
Then rallying a group of crazy military people with PTSD to hunt the predators because they want to save his kid, because his kid is now being hunted by the ultra predator because his kid is now the next step in evolution. Because he's autistic, which means he is now smarter apparently than everybody.
He's elevated, yes.
He's elevated because autism is now considered in this film a form of evolution where it is the next step for humanity.
That's interesting. It's kind of
there's a lot of like interesting stuff here, but it's really not put together all that expertly. And
it's so
should I spoil the ending?
Let's jump to the ending. Clearly they changed the ending. We'll talk about. First of all, tell them what the ending is. I will tell you what the original ending was in the script that they fucking scrapped.
So this movie
Shane
ends.
Black. Now let's remember Shane Black did Iron Man 3, so keep that in mind.
Yeah. This movie ends with the good guys killing the Ultra Predator. He had been attempting to take back Boyd Holbrook's autistic son, who's like 10 years old. Because apparently he is the key to the next Predator evolution because he's smart. And he figured out how to get on the ship. So they kill him. They get back the kid. They find the cargo that the original Predator had wanted to give to humans because I guess he was part human and sympathized with humanity.
But this I thought was cool. He had human DNA and he was delivering a weapon to fight back against the predators that were coming to invade. So it was a predator killer.
Right. So he gives humanity this cargo that jumps on some random scientists and, for lack of a better term, looks like alien tech shredder.
Holy shit, yeah.
And it is the Predator killer armor that now Boyd Holbrook's character says at the end he's going to be wearing.
So a human, this thing latches onto the doctor and a human turns into like a Predator killer. It doesn't even look that good and it doesn't make any sense. And
it makes no sense because obviously it looks bad, but also keep in mind, and you hit the spoiler button, right?
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
This Predator, wow, we've spoiled a lot, so sorry about that.
No one's watching this movie.
But so this Predator that has been determined that was helping humanity, what makes no goddamn sense is the humans like strap this Predator to a fucking gurney and like he gets up and he immediately starts killing people. So like, and when he arrived on Earth, he like skins the first two people he sees.
So I thought the code was they don't. But if he wants to help humans, why the fuck is he killing everybody?
That's my point. Why was he killing everybody? Why are you showing these scenes? Like the first time he crash lands on Earth, he kills
the bad guy, the good guy,
Quinn's teammates.
Yeah.
And then he's like just slaughtering people in the secret science.
But you came here to help us.
But he came here to help us.
What the fuck are you doing? He's wearing fishnets. Okay.
Well, they always wear fishnets.
The fishnets are great. Let's talk about the CGI because I thought the smaller regular Predator, like the practical effect Predator, I thought he looked pretty cool. He looked like a Predator.
Yeah, the regular Predator looks as good as ever.
Yeah.
And the scene where it's not very suspenseful, but when he's chopping up people, it looks fine. That is actually the only scene when he is stalking Olivia Munn's character and she needs to
decontaminate
decontamination. That's the only scene that's slightly suspenseful.
I thought we were going to see some Olivia Munn boobies for a second, but it didn't happen. But that's it. That is the only suspense in the movie. And then the rest of it is just like a Predator slasher gore flick. But then you get to the 10-foot ultimate Predator with his Predator dogs. Oh my God.
Oh, it's so bad.
You can see like when his foot is on the ground, it's clearly like CGI'd. When the first dog gets killed, it looks like something from the CW. Like
dogs are bad.
It looks so bad.
They're played up for comedic effect, but they're just they look so bad on screen.
It is, and you don't understand.
Like, there's the one dog gets killed. The other one gets shot in the head, but then starts following humans around.
That's
like
B-movie.
it's weird. I don't understand why. Like, how did it turn?
So I feel like there was stuff that was cut out where there was a whole thing where the dog, I thought like Olivia Munn's character and the dog were going to bond and he was going to save her at the very last second.
Well, they did kind of
So
bond.
I think they cut all that shit out. It seems like, and then there was like a weird shot where this dog was running at him, like an actual dog. And I was like, oh, they're going to save the dog. But then it just cuts away. The whole movie is obviously, it's repurposed scenes from other things. Shane Black has admitted they reshot the entire ending of this movie. Here's the original ending in the script. The original script reportedly found Holbrook, Munn, and Tremblay having just defeated the Predator when all of a sudden a chopper lands near them. The man who comes out is none other than Schwarzenegger's Dutch. Geek boner. Dutch Schaefer, his face haunted, etched by pain. He then tells the trio to come with him, leaving Rory to ask, me too? And Dutch replying, especially you.
Rory being the autistic
Rory's the autistic kid. But Schwarzenegger said the part wasn't big enough, and then he got the job to do the new Terminator movie. But Shane Black's like, look, if we do another one, I can write you a bigger part if you want to come back in. But man, I didn't understand so many things. First of all, Sterling K. Brown's character, who's the government guy, was like a dick for no reason. Was he a bad guy? Are we working with him?
He was a bad guy, but it was like, but what is he trying to get here?
I know.
Why?
I didn't understand the point of what they were doing.
What is his motive for being bad?
Yeah,
like what makes him bad?
Why is
other
he
than
a
just
dick?
being bad?
He's like such a dick. And then,
well, the best part about him, I don't know if you're going to say this, but he's actually fucking hilarious in the film.
Yeah,
I actually think he's just having a great time. Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah,
and he's just chewing on fucking chips or bubblegum the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
But the part where the third act where they're in the forest and they're getting hunted by the Predator.
Yes.
So Sterling K. Brown's character has the plasma cannon on his shoulder now.
Where did this come from?
Well, it came from the Predator tech.
Yeah.
That's not the most confusing. So he has it and he's able to kind of shoot. Then it cuts to the scene where he shoots it and his head explodes.
Yes.
And they cut away so goddamn quick.
Wait a minute. Did that?
Yeah.
Was that him?
I was next to I was next to a friend of mine, and I go, "What the fuck just happened?"
That's what I was so confused.
And I didn't realize he had died until the end of the film.
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, he's not around anymore."
Yes, that was the most fucked up editing. I was like, "Wait, he was a huge character. Did he just die?" And they just
he shoots his own head off, which I guess could have been played up for laughs, but they cut so goddamn quickly that you don't even realize he just shot his own head off.
This is what I think. So let me ask you this other question. That scene, so towards the end when all the loonies, instead of the Predator like hunting them down one by one, they all just die all of a sudden, real quick cuts, and you could barely fucking have time to breathe. That one scene where Michael Keaton, Thomas Jane, where they were both dying and they did like the double suicide to each other, shooting the head.
Yeah.
Did people laugh in the theater when that happened?
No, not necessarily.
Because the guy next to me laughed really loudly when that happened, and that confused me.
I enjoyed Thomas Jane's Tourette's. I have to admit. When he says the line about pussy or something to Olivia Munn.
There was so much swearing, and I love swearing normally, but I'm like, a lot of this is just unnecessary. But the kid got to swear, and I love when you let the fucking kids swear.
One of my other weird things is they like 3 or 4 times in the movie the humans use the cloaking technology.
How did they know how to use that? First of all,
well, not only that, but it was just so fucking random. Like they used it at the most random times. I'm like, wait, like the first time Boyd Holbrook uses it, he uses it inside of a shop,
right, to scare the guy,
and he scares the guy. But then there's one time like Olivia Munn uses it, and I'm like, wait, what? Like why? Why is she using it? Like, what was the point?
Exactly, and why don't you use this more? So that was that little ball, right?
Yeah, it was a little ball that he swallowed.
I didn't. He swallowed it. I just thought, I was like, you're not explaining what this is. Oh, now you have the ball. Now you have, like, what the fuck is going on? So this is what I think that happened. I think the studios were like, let's see, what can we do? We did sci-fi in the jungle. We did a sci-fi horror in the city. How about a comedy in the suburbs? Let's do that. It was a generic, I couldn't tell you where this takes place. Was it Florida? Was it New England? I'm not sure.
This movie?
Yeah.
Where does it take place? Oh, fuck. I don't know. Denver? Colorado?
Yes.
I have no fucking clue. I know the first part of the movie takes place in Mexico, but the forest doesn't look any fucking different than when they cut back to like in America. You know what else is? It fucking never works, and I almost laughed. But when you start translating the fucking
into English, yes. What did he? That was horrible. I would give you a head start.
Where did you hide the cargo?
Yeah,
and then
it's horrible.
And then you got the fucking what do you call that? Where you like
Rosetta Stone?
Rosetta Stone.
There's a Rosetta
Predator,
Stone for Predator.
Where he's like, okay, you have.
Yeah, how did that
I'm
work?
going to give you a warning, and now you have. I'm going to give you a head start before I hunt you. I'm like, oh my God, they're translating the Predator stuff.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. Also,
that's just too much.
You know, another thing you don't need to do? You don't need to call them Predators. I hate that they were like calling them Predator. It's like, oh, it's a Predator. We picked the name. It's called Predators. Like,
oh, they were just making fun of like the whole movie. They're just making fun of like the name. They're like, wasn't he like a hunter? Well, no, Predator's cooler.
I like that in the other movies they called them hunters. Do you know the true name of the Predator? If you're a big fan, do you know what it is?
Yautja.
Oh shit! You are a fucking hardcore Predator.
Yeah, that's not canon. That's just comics. That's comics and books. It's never. They've never been referred to as the Yautja in the movies.
So some of these callbacks to the original movies I enjoyed, and some just seemed like forced and cut in afterwards. And
I laughed when they said, "Get to the chopper."
Get to the choppers. Did you notice? I also heard that scene. There were actual choppers, and then it's like CGI motorcycles. Like it was, he meant to be going to actual choppers, and they fucking changed that in the reshoots. I love when she goes, "You are one beautiful motherfucker," mimicking Arnold's line from the first one. "You are one ugly motherfucker." And then like the hanging corpses, you know, you love seeing that. I love how they're like, these guys came in 1987 and 1997. That's Predator 1 and 2. And then you see the spear from AVP, and you see the old helmets and weapons. So it's, you know, it's a continuation of this story, but wow, is it not good? I kind of like the trick or treat scene too. Anytime the kid had the armor and they were picking on him, and then
that was funny when he fucking
he takes the whole house down
when he shoots that guy with the armor. I did crack up. Like there's some legitimately funny parts.
Dude, the kid had a kill. I just realized that. The fucking kid killed that guy, and
he did.
Yeah,
he did
the
kill him.
Kid just wow, the kid had a kill.
The kid killed someone.
Do you think this needed more or less Predator?
I don't know what this movie needs.
Right?
I don't think it needed to be made. That like at this point, I'm fine with seeing a ton of Predator because we don't need the buildup. We know what the fucking Predator looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie was just so weird. Like I walked
very weird.
When it ends, I was just like, that was fucking weird.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what the hell I just watched.
It's a mishmash of so many things, and it's like not good enough to be good, and it's not bad enough to be like entertainingly bad. I felt the same way. It's somewhere in the middle. If you're gonna watch this, I recommend being fucking drunk and stoned. You will enjoy. It's like, you know, the Bruin View here in Chicago, where you go, there's a bar and you just watch a movie everyone knows, and they yell at. This is a great movie for the fucking Bruin View. It's not a good movie. Here's some things that were cut and changed that you will notice. They were good guy predators. There was more good guy predators. There was a whole scene. This is stuff that was actually filmed, not just on the script. This made it to the screen. They had more hybrid versions of the predators. They cut all that shit. They added all those connections to the other movies last minute. Rory, the autistic kid, remember in the first trailer, it looked like he was controlling the ship?
Yeah.
They were actually going to do that. It was said to use his autism to learn the Predator language and allegedly control the ultimate Predator ship. So Rory could have been the kid to translate the Predator, which that could have been kind of neat.
I got a couple of things.
Yeah.
I know that the ending was, the third act was completely reshot.
Yep.
As you mentioned, there were good guy Predator. Apparently it was supposed to be shot in the day.
Yes, that's what they changed.
Night.
Yes.
And with there was going to be good guy Predators, so I'd assume that there were going to be a bunch of Predators that came and helped the humans fight this Ultra Predator
in the daytime.
And there's also unused, or there's set photos of the Predators riding tanks with the humans. Did you see those?
No.
Oh yeah, there's set photos of what's Keegan Peele?
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key, and I think
Keegan-Michael Key and another
Nebraska,
one of
that dude Nebraska.
They're manning a tank, and you see two predators hanging out on the tank.
Holy shit! I think I have seen that. So,
so it was even more ridiculous.
What the fuck?
There was more ridiculous shit planned.
There is some like weird timing issues from the Halloween scene. It's like
I remember reading somewhere where like they saw this third act Fox and was like, this is fucking too ridiculous.
Oh my god! So
this is too much.
Why? So Shane Black must have just been pissed at like the notes he was getting from the studio. He's like, "You want all this shit? I'll give you all this shit."
Shane Black is the type of director that wants to take things and flip them on their head.
Yeah.
He wants to kind of deconstruct it a little bit and make it like he with Iron Man 3. He changed the Mandarin. He made it so
that's true.
Not a good portion of the film, Tony's not in the suit.
Yeah.
He wanted to do something similar with the Predator. I think they let him do what he wanted, and then they saw it, and they were like, "This is way too fucking crazy, man."
Oh fuck no, we're redoing this whole. Edward James Olmos was supposed to be in it. His role entirely cut out. And then of course the actual sexual predator scene was where Olivia Munn was going to be introduced, and it gave some more backstory that she was also like a science teacher, because did it make any sense? Remember they asked her, "Hey, how did you end up here?" And she's like, "I wrote a letter to the government when I was a kid, and then years later they gave me a call." I was like, "What?"
Oh man, Olivia Munn being cast as the scientist is such bad casting.
You know what though? I liked her better than Boyd Holbrook.
Well, Boyd Holbrook that's the problem too with this film is Boyd Holbrook is the least charismatic character out of the group of
so generic
crazy people that he's with.
He was okay. He was pretty good in Logan as like a smaller bad guy.
But he's not the lead.
Dude, I don't buy that's supposed to be his son. I don't buy for a second that they're related. I didn't buy that they even met each other beforehand once.
No.
Like there was no chemistry.
I'll admit I did laugh when Olivia Munn's character is asleep in the hotel or whatever. And
and they're putting stuff on her.
They're putting stuff, all the weird stuff around her, and they take bets on if she's gonna pull the gun, fire the gun, like all that stuff was funny.
I thought they were gonna do more with like mental illness and like kind of have a message or something, but they tried to. They really did.
They had a lot of cool ideas.
Yeah,
but then it was just like there was like, as Movie Bob put it.
Yeah,
I think it was Movie Bob, or maybe it might have been one of the other online reviewers. But they were like, there's like a good 4 to 5 ideas here that could be the entire movie.
Yes,
and that they just threw them all in this movie.
So that's interesting because I rewatched the first movie again last night. I wanted to see, does it hold up? And it kind of does fucking hold up, dude.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
John McTiernan's directing. It's so suspenseful and it's so simple. Yeah, I don't know why they had to shove all these things in this movie. Now, to be fair, that movie also has fucking one-liners. Like, because knock, knock, and no knocks the door down. And then remember, Jesse Ventura goes, the guy's like, "Oh my God, are you okay? You're bleeding." And he's like, "I don't got time to bleed." He's like, "You have time to duck."
Schwarzenegger throws a knife at someone and impales someone against the wall. He goes, "Stick around."
Stick around. Yeah, stick around.
But the problem, what differentiates this film, well, it's because this film, it worked, but then, and I think I saw this online too, so I'm not an original thought. But I'll say it. I'll recite it here.
Let's recycle it.
This film, the first film had suspense. Also, you had these one-liners, but then once they encounter the predator,
that's all that stops.
Well, all that stops, and they're all fucking scared.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, they encounter the predator,
nobody's afraid of this,
and they're still making jokes.
They're making jokes. They're driving at it in trucks, shooting at it. Like
this is an alien. Like you got Keegan-Michael Peele, what the fuck his name is?
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key.
Keegan-Michael Key. I get him, Key and Peele. I don't know who the fuck is who.
Jordan Peele's the other one.
Got it. Keegan-Michael Key, like it's still like they're still rattling off jokes when they've encountered this fucking predator. Like if you saw an alien that could do the things it does,
you would lose your shit.
You wouldn't be joking. Like that's the thing is the original Predator, and even like Predator 2 and Predators, they stop the jokes because they're actually legitimately scared of this character. This one, they don't treat the character with that reverence.
No, and you don't really get to know any of the loonies enough to care when they die. And
and I also got to throw in, not only was the CGI Predator not that great, but what happened to old school movie making? Why am I seeing CGI blood now all the time?
Because it's green. You don't have to do that.
No, not the green.
Even the blue,
even the human blood. It's so fake looking.
Yeah.
It's so obviously CGI that takes you out of the movie. Like let's CGI is good, but let's have some real movie making.
Only thing that looked good was like the spaceships really flying. Like that was it. Like the rest of it,
yeah, they looked okay.
Was I don't know where they spend this fucking $88 million.
I don't know where they spent $88 million.
I'll tell you something about that first movie, man. The minute first of all, for like 30 minutes, you spend time with these guys. You think it's just like a jungle war movie. It's a straight up jungle South America war movie. And then you start to see the infrared and you're like, what the fuck? And you don't see this predator for a long time. But the whole last act of the movie where Arnold, after he figures out the mud cools the blood and he's getting all the traps ready and he's planning, that's still fucking amazing. It's so good. It's great. It's so good. I was like, holy shit, this is great. This is suspenseful and just exciting.
You had an awesome action film. With Arnold in his prime and a creature that no one knew. Like it was a mysterious creature. So it was just all the right things.
That's the other thing is after you see the thing, like you can't really do another movie and still maintain.
No, you'll never have that allure of the first time, but they could have expanded and done better. It's the same
thing like Aliens. To me, this is the Alien Covenant of the franchise. Both of these franchises kind of suffered the same thing.
I think this is worse than Alien Covenant.
Yeah, it's worse than Covenant in terms of that was a better made movie. Like at least it looks good, and this was just hacked apart. All right, let's rank it. Let's rate it. Do we count? This is the third Predator movie, but the sixth.
No, you're wrong here. This is the fourth Predator movie,
and then sixth in the
sixth appearance by the Predator. But a lot of people don't count AVPs.
The AVPs are their own little franchise then?
Yeah,
they don't count for either side.
Yeah, it's like its own pocket universe.
So the fourth, we had Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and now The Predator. Where does it fall in those four movies for you, Anthony?
I'd have to go last.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the first Predator, none of the Predator films are all that great.
Right.
But this one's got to be last. Just it's so badly edited.
Yeah.
And there's so many ideas here that are touched on, but not really.
There was too many things in the fucking thing.
It's just such a mess.
It's like mindlessly entertaining. If you love Predator, go see it for yourself. Make your own.
See it in 40X.
See it in 40X. That's what I'm saying. See it drunk or in 40X. Not both, because you're going to puke over the guy in front of you. But make your own decision. Watch this movie. But I can't recommend anybody pay a movie ticket to go fucking see this.
No.
I
can't.
Wait.
Should we
give it a number? It's at the bottom. Like, I don't remember Predators, but I remember liking it a lot better than this fucking movie.
Predators was kind of just there. It wasn't like that great, but it wasn't that offensively bad. This is actually kind of bad.
This is very bad. And so did they think they're going to make a sequel with that fucking ending? Like,
oh yeah. They thought they were going to keep going.
This thing makes his money back at all. I'll be surprised. My number, I'm between like a 4 or 5 out of 10. 5 is even, I think, generous. Let's go 4.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would go 3.
3.
3 out of 10.
Oh, shit. That's about right. Go watch the first movie again. I kind of want to watch the second one now because that was actually
not bad.
That was actually pretty good too.
A lot of people hate on the second one, but it's really not that bad.
I mean, we're bagging on this movie it's the Predator series. It has cheesy one-liners
it's
and
the Predator
violence
series.
and whatever. But this just this was a mess.
This movie basically confirms that the Predator series is now a joke. Yeah, it's dead.
Just like Alien also. I think it's dead, but that's kind of sad. It's sad. We'll always have Predators.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the choppers. He says it twice in that movie.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the choppers. That's a great movie. Well shot. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Back at the show. And Rug Boy's going to join us right after this.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Okay, Ruggs, this is the part of the show where you go, that was a great review, guys. Good thoughts. I enjoyed it.
I was really upset that Chris Hansen didn't show up through this movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't actually get
I was counting on it after the Olivia Munn
I
thing.
thought there was a quick cameo, but that wasn't Chris Hansen. It was a Predator dog. Anyways, let's get to
That was the Hansen brothers.
That was the Hansen brothers. Let's get to the mailbag. I got I wanted to share a post. Seth Morgan has an idea for our 250th show, which we're at 240. So that's 10 away, and I kind of like this idea. I would like to endorse it. He put it up to the Facebook group. I'm going to put it out to the listener. Basically, He was thinking everyone could call in on the speak pipe and leave us a roast audio.
Like making fun of us?
Nothing would be off limits. Yes, who doesn't? You've seen these roasts on Comedy Central.
That's fine.
Who doesn't love a roast? Nothing's off limits, but this is supposed to be fun. So, just keep that in mind. And you can easily, I think this is a great idea. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Get on this. It's the easiest way to do that. Visit our website, jockandnerd.com. There's a big red tab on the left side. If you're on your iPhone in Safari, you can click it right there. You got 90 seconds. You could leave us a roast.
90 seconds. Yeah, that's it.
That's why I want to do it on the speak pipe.
If you send us something for longer than 90 seconds,
it will
we're
not
cut it.
get played.
Yeah.
It will be cut. And also, when you send it, it asks for your name and your email, but somewhere in there, put in the word roast, because I'm going to pull those and I'm not going to listen to them. And you are going to get our honest first reaction to the audio while we record. I think that would
now,
be...
can I roast back?
Absolutely. Like that.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the thing. We have the power.
Look, I'm warning you guys now.
It's one way and then it's two way.
You don't want to fuck with this.
And then the ball's in your court, listener.
All right?
Yeah.
I got 2 guns and they're aimed. All right?
Like Machine Gun Kelly. He'll take you out like Eminem took out Machine Gun Kelly. Did you guys catch the
yes, I did. The response.
Shot? Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I gave you a career so I could burn it down.
I love where he's like, I'd rather be 80-year-old me than 20-year-old you. It didn't even sound like Eminem was trying, and he fucking destroyed.
He was like taking a shit while he recorded.
Yes, Machine Gun Kelly. Amazing. That was so satisfying. Check out. Anthony, did you listen to the kill shot?
I listened to parts of it.
Okay. Yes, good stuff. Good stuff. So anyway, send us roast audio. You have till about like Thanksgiving. We may throw a bonus show in there, which would move everything up. But we're giving you plenty of time. Roast for $2.50. I love this because this is a two-way show. Back and forth. You're hearing us, but we want to hear you. Moving on, Tane Reese, our fan club member who he signed up for the tier where he gets all the stuff and a t-shirt and he gets to come on the show. He writes in, "Hi guys. Hey, Imran, who do you think would win a Marvel Comics trivia contest between you, me, and Ruggs? Maybe we should find out on the air. Anthony could moderate."
Now, why is Anthony not involved?
You guys are my best friends I've never met. Toodles.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, somebody has to moderate. Somebody's going to ask.
He kind of cut you out, Anthony. That's kind of a...
I'm a host in the show, Tane.
Somebody has to ask who asked the questions then?
You.
But why am I cut out? I want to fucking test my trivia too.
Because you talk too much.
Why don't we bring like just a person to read questions?
We could do that. Okay, 4-way trivia.
No, whatever. We'll see what happens.
I like this idea. I think when Tane eventually come on.
I think it'd be a fun thing to put on Patreon.
Who do you think would win, Anthony, since you're not me or Imran? And you're not being part of the contest?
I think Rug Boy would win.
Oh, shit. Maybe. Tane may know a lot of shit.
Versus Tane?
Yeah, Tane may know a lot of shit.
I don't know. See, the thing is, Tane is a wild card.
Right.
I don't know Tane.
Really?
I don't know Tane from Tane.
Tane, so chocolate Tane.
Yeah.
It's chocolate Tane. He may know so much shit that it'll blow us away. Love the idea. We'll do it soon. Moving on. Anthony, remember you asked for some podcast reviews, some Apple podcast reviews.
Yeah.
Guess what? We got 2 new ones.
Hell yeah.
And you said we would read them.
I mobilized them.
You mobilized them. You got people off their ass. You said we would read them, and I'm going to read them. This first one comes from our buddy Jason Dutch.
I like that guy.
Voice from the Underground podcast. Great guy. Great podcast. Check it out.
He's always on my Twitter giving me the thumbs up.
Yeah,
I think it's that guy.
He loves Rux. Everybody loves Rux. The headline, great hangout spot for geeks and sports fans. Wow. Here's what he says. This is truly one of the best podcasts available. Imran's endless energy pairs well with Anthony's blunt, I could care less attitude.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
Rug Boy has the documented highest intellect of any puppet in America.
Wowie zowie!
Too bad puppets can't vote. They love and interact with listeners, have real, actual, meaningful discussions on pop culture with fun guests, and are great friends to our show. That's correct. Check out Voice from the Underground podcast.
Great show. I've been on that show a couple times.
So you've been on more than I have, I think. I've been on there once.
Because I'm cooler than you.
Yeah, you're a lot nicer.
I could care less.
You're a lot better looking, and you could care less.
Anthony could care less about anything.
Yeah, that's why I'm better than you.
Okay, sure. Logic that pans out.
It is a compliment, kind of.
Yes,
okay?
backhanded. I'll take it. Thank you, Jason. And then we got another review, Jack MC. What up, Jack MC? I hope he's a rapper. I don't know. He says, great show. Love this show. Great topics. I hear about my nerd news from these guys first, and they debate how accurate things are before accepting them as facts. Extremely funny back and forth banner, and it's obvious they are having fun. I enjoy their opinions too. They show different perspectives to give the listener a wide view. Even topics they don't particularly like, i.e. current DC universe, they do a great job honestly pointing out the good things going on there. Thank you.
What about the bad things?
Well, we do that every other time. But once in a while, the DC may start to make good stuff. If you want to leave a review, listener, it's very easy. Just go to jockandnerd.com/review or look in your podcast app and hit the link. It's a giant link that says review our show. You can't miss it. Anthony, Felty League update time. Here's your drop.
Hit the music.
Here's the National Felty League update.
Well, after 2 weeks, Titan Snaps, led by Ray Swanson, scored the most points at 135, beating Jeezy the Snowman, who's manned by Joe from work. Joe,
formerly from work.
As far as overall standings in the Marvel League, Chaz Hebert and Ray Swanson are tied at 2-0.
Damn.
Chaz Hebert's team being OJ's parole board, and Ray Swanson being the Titan Snaps. And then in the DC division, Matt Miller with the Speedsters is 2-0, and then everyone else is trailing. If you're interested in knowing where my team is at, we are 0-2, and we've lost both games pretty awfully.
Oh, snap. Yeah. Matty J. Miller leading the pack on that side, huh?
Matt Miller leading the DC side, OJ's parole board with Chaz Hebert and Ray Swanson leading the Marvel side at 2-0 apiece.
Hey, it's still anybody's game. There's a lot of football
we got 14
left.
weeks left. Anything can happen. I got you guys right where I want you.
You gotta get one of those.
I like your attitude, Anthony.
Yep.
It's anybody's game. Anything can happen. This is an exciting time in sports history. I don't know. All right.
What are you saying?
I have no idea. Finally, to end the show, at the end of last show, I said listener John Seifert did something amazing, and I didn't want to blow up his spot. But I don't want to make a big deal out of it because I know he wouldn't, but I'm going to make a big deal out of it because, you guys, thanks to the generosity of John Seifert sitting right here in front of me on the floor, still in the box, I just got it today, is the Spider-Man PlayStation Bundle.
Oh, shit. Talking nerd. Geek
So you're talking about the console and the game.
The console and the game.
Holy shit
thanks
balls.
to a hugely generous John Seifert. And so he wrote in, and I was like, I don't know how to thank you. I don't want to make a big deal, buddy. Thank you so much. So this is what John kind of explains what happened. He said, I honestly don't need to take a bow over this. Basically, I just do nice things for nice people. It happens all the time. So you had mentioned a couple of shows ago how impressed you were by the new Spider-Man game, but couldn't afford it. What with the new house and all? It's expensive. Suddenly you need a lawnmower, a ladder, all kinds of stuff you never even thought about. So when I heard you mention that, I thought, hell, I could do that. So I contacted you, and man, you were so grateful for the offer. Then you mentioned that you don't even have a PS4, but the game was so cool, you felt just having that alone would make you happy beyond words. After hearing that, I had no choice. I was on the hunt. You had to have this game console, and that was that. You probably won't believe this, but I think I'm happier than you are. It gives me great pleasure to be a, quote, angel on earth, unquote, when I can be. And you being such a big Spidey geek, well, it doesn't get better than this. Knowing I made you smile, that's really the only thanks I need, bud. Enjoy. Holy shit. Holy shit.
I have no words for what he did.
John, you made me feel like a kid again.
That's really like super generous. And like, I feel like you should extend something to him in return.
I will. I will send him a signed picture of my headshot and some more stickers.
You need to stick that controller up your asshole and then send it to
Mail it to him.
That might work. But then I won't have a controller to play with.
I just thought of something.
That doesn't work. Yes.
I thought of something, and you could pitch it to him and see what he says.
Okay.
What about he has been absolved of his Patreon for like about a year? Because that should even out.
I think that's a great idea, Ruggs. John, I want to give you Patreon free for a year.
There you go. He could still contribute after the year's over.
John, let us know if you want to take us up on that offer.
And by the time you hear this, listener, I will have broken this open, and
you will have stuck both controllers up your asshole.
It only comes with one. I can't mail you one because then I won't have one to play with.
I think the controller. I think that's what it needs to start up. You need to stick it up your asshole.
How am I supposed to play the game? No,
well, it turns on once you do that.
I've played the game.
So, Rugs, how is the game?
The graphics are amazing. New York City looks great. I mean, you can see into windows and shit and see like the living room and shit when you're crawling up the wall. I'm having trouble with the controls. I'll be honest with you. Oh, shit,
really?
I'm having trouble
I'm fucked then.
Getting Spider-Man to do exactly what I want and swinging. But I think there's two things here that I'm not like really including. I think that as the game progresses, you open up a bunch of moves.
Oh, you get more skills.
And I think maybe even in your I'm having trouble with swinging exactly like I want to.
Yeah.
And I'm having trouble with fighting people exactly like I want to. There's a learning curve, but I have it set to a very difficult setting.
Oh, you do have it set to the higher difficulty.
Yes. So if you're on the baby version, you probably do fine.
So I was considering doing this. I want to get the PlayStation camera. And for the listener, would you be interested in watching a 40-something-year-old nerd with a distracting beard
Twitch stream
play a console game on Twitch for the first time? Like, I haven't played a console game in like over 10 years. So this could be quite hilarious. Let me know.
Stick it up your asshole. That's
but then
that's what
it's
you need
hard
to
play the game. I want to.
You can play it after you pull it out of your asshole.
It's already in there. That's the secret.
That's all I got. You just stick the game up your asshole. That you owe it to this guy.
Yes, I do.
You owe it to John Seifert.
John Seifert,
if that would make him happy,
let me know.
I think he's already. I mean, he's pretty happy right now.
He
but
seems
if it would
pretty
make him happier for you to take the controller, stick it up your asshole, and take a picture with it,
I'll do anything once.
Yeah,
I've said that. John,
he'll do it.
John, see, look, the power of podcasting. We have amazing listeners. I was rendered speechless, but you're going to be hearing me talk about this game now. And let me know if you want a Twitch stream. We'll throw it up. We can all hang out. Craziness. So, Ruggs, any tips for me playing the game? Like one tip, like as a noob.
A tip?
Yeah. Oh my god.
You have to master the art of
video game
dodging.
Oh, okay.
Dodging is super important.
Gotcha.
All right. So you can dodge. And there's also another thing is that you click down on the thumbstick and it tells you where like potential people are that are going to attack you or potential people that you have to save. So be clicking on that shit.
Oh boy. See, this might be really funny to watch. But look,
I only played it for like 8 hours.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Only.
But not in a row.
Yeah.
But the controls are a little bit tough for me, just because I feel like I've played other Spider-Man games and felt more intuitive when I was playing it.
All right.
So
well, I'm not putting on the fucking hard difficulty. So I'm gonna have some fun. You know what? Fuck it. The show's over. I'm gonna plug this in right now. Ruggs, where can the people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at ReallyRugBoy, or you can find me on the Jock and Nerd Nation on Facebook.
What's up, Nation?
That's right.
That's for the nation. Thanks for listening, listener. I gotta plug in my PS4. This has been the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
Thanks again, Johnny.
Johnny's the best.
Can I come over and play it?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It is pretty fucking cool, though, I have to say.
You need to film me playing this for the first time.
It's actually, like, when you're playing it, like, the story is actually better than some of the movies.
That's what I heard, that this is, like, a better Spider-Man movie than all the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. In some ways.
Jock and Nerd.